Hey everybody, I'm Ray, co-founder of River. We're an in-person community events platform turning audiences into connected communities. So far, we've been helping out the communities of My First Million, the All In podcast, This Week in Startups, and Latinx Tech Group, and now River is available for anyone to use. So I'm going to show you how you can orchestrate events at scale with vetted volunteer hosts on River. So I'm going to use the All In podcast example. They had an episode 150, so we celebrated with worldwide fan meetups. What we did is we spun up events in 50 cities around the world. All the besties had to do was tweet it out and mention it on the podcast to their 400,000 subscribers. Then fans like James notice that there's an event in his city and he applies to host. I'm the community manager for All In, and so I can see all the hosts that are applying to host events, and I can approve or reject. If I want to take a closer look at James, I can see his River profile, I can click through to his social links, and I can see the digital badges he's collected by attending events in the past. I can also see his host rating and how many events he's hosted. So James looks awesome. So I approve him to take over hosting for the meetup in New York City. And then he can take over edit access details. He can change the date, the time, choose the venue, set a price, set the capacity of the event. And then he has a bunch of hosts event tools. So he can, auto reminders get sent out to remind people about their event. But then James can also send messages to attendees, either by email or SMS. But one thing to note is that James can only send messages for a limited time from the River platform. He doesn't actually get any personal data or emails or phone numbers of the attendees. And this is very different from different from other event platforms. He can also print out a welcome sign, which can be brought to the meetup. And I'll talk a little bit more about checking in people later. So then, just like a normal event platform, people can RSVP and check in at events, but you can also track your top attendees. So fans like Anna want to meet like-minded people in her city, so she RSVPs to the All In meetup in New York. And then when she gets there, she can either self-check in by scanning the QR code on this welcome sign, or she can check in with James on his phone at the event. And when she checks in, she earns this digital badge, which is tracked on her profile. And then it's accumulated in a superfan leaderboard. So you know who's been attending your events. And maybe over time, you can support your top attendees by either calling into their meetups, shouting them out on your podcast or whatever channel you're on, or hosting exclusive events with frequent attendees. So River also creates user-generated content, which gets posted on social. So while James and Anna are at the event, they get a text message from River saying, hey, be sure to snap a pic and use this link to post on Twitter. And this is auto-populated to tag your community Twitter handle and the Twitter handles of anyone else who's attending the event who has Twitter in their River profile. And it results in tons of user-generated content. It just creates a lot of buzz around your events, which is super fun. You can also partner with sponsors to elevate and monetize your events. So let's say that this event had been sponsored by Montclair. There would be a sponsor module right there on the event that's kind of sticky. And you control this. The host doesn't get to have access. You as the community manager can control this. The host can't make any changes. It can just have some simple copy, their logo, and a link off to one of their properties. You could use your digital badge as a sponsor badge, which would then be clickable. So in the future, Anna could click on that on her badge, or someone else that was looking at her profile could see that badge and click through to Montclair's Instagram, for example. So that's River. We're now available in GA for any community who wants to scale their events. So yes, go to River, getriver.io to scale your community events with crowdsourced hosts.